How you doing, guys? This is Eric from RuleTheWasteland.com. Ever since the first Republican debate on Fox, when Megyn Kelly asked some very, just ridiculous questions specifically to Donald Trump, and not even necessarily to other people, but in general they were pretty stupid. There's been sort of like a mini feud going on between Donald Trump and specifically Megyn Kelly, but Fox overall as well. Bill Still did an excellent video on the news story that has just surfaced within the past couple days, which is that Trump has basically boycotted this last debate on Fox and said he isn't even going to show up, that there's no reason for him to go, and if Megyn Kelly's there, he's not going to show up. Now, I don't think Megyn Kelly being in the debate is the main reason overall. I think it's just a brilliant strategic play by Trump. A lot of people are or a lot of pundits, you know, and on Fox especially, are thinking that it's stupid, that, oh, he's just going to give these other people a chance to debate without him and he won't be able to respond and he'll look weak or whatever. But telling him to go to the debate or else he'll look weak is sort of like saying, you know, when they say like, oh, real men do this or something, and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. They're just trying to shame him into doing it. Be like, well, we won't think you're a real man, or we won't think you're a strong leader if you don't go to this debate. And it's like, I think Trump has pretty clearly shown at this point that he doesn't give a shit what you think. And it's done pretty well from so far. And as Bill Still reported in the video, which I will link below, and it's excellent, you should check it out. He does really good research on this stuff, that it's already, there's evidence, or rumors at least, that the amount that Fox is charging for advertisement has gone from like $750,000 a minute to $150,000 a minute, with him saying he's not going to be there, which could lose him $30 or $40 million over the debate. And as one commenter on Bill Still's video mentioned, which he mentions in his video, is that this is sort of like the quarterback taking a knee with you know, a minute left, or not a minute, but you know, a few seconds left on the clock. Why even bother? He's already shown that he can beat them in a debate. He's won every debate so far in basically every poll I've ever seen. Why does he need to do one more to prove that he's a good leader? And Fox actually came out with this weird butthurt, just weird. It was just like a, you know, snarky kind of sophomore butthurt response that was allegedly penned directly by Murdoch and his lawyer to, it was very sarcastic, saying that, oh, the secret sources have said that the Ayatollah and Putin are not going to treat Trump fairly, and obviously the implication being that if you're so worried about people treating you fairly, you're not going to be a good president or whatever, because no one's going to treat you fairly as president. Which I thought was, the one thing that I thought was interesting about this, other than the fact that it was extremely sophomoric and just butthurt, especially for like an official press release, as Bill Still said, he had to look it up to make sure that it was real, because it was that just asinine. Was what I thought was interesting about the press release was that they didn't deny the fact that they were treating him unfairly. They just came out and said, well, you better get used to it, because when you're president, world leaders are going to be treating you unfairly too. And I thought, not only was the thing snarky and just ridiculous, that's a pretty weird kind of excuse or response, is to be like, yeah, well, get used to it. I mean, yeah, we're treating you unfairly, but so is everyone else going to when you're president? No, that's a terrible response. And he's basically, they're his bitch now. And he's got Ben O'Reilly begging him to get on the show. Apparently one of one of the Fox higher-ups has been calling Trump's family members, trying to beg him or beg them to convince him to get on the show, and it's just not a good look. And it's crazy to watching Trump, like, because I've explained this in videos before. I'm not I'm not a supporter of almost anyone's political views, because I'm fairly libertarian. So anyone who is just a regular Republican, a regular conservative, regular liberal is just way too statist in my mind. So I'm not going to agree with their politics. But with someone like Trump, he's been on a list of people that I made years ago to just watch because of their ability to just conform the universe to their will. They're basically just winners, a list of winners. And I don't agree with a lot of their politics, people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff like that. A lot of them tend liberal. He's just Trump is fairly statist when it comes to the belief that government can and should be the entity to try and fix problems, which I just fundamentally disagree with. And it's hard to find any politicians that agree with that. But to watch Trump in action in the political sphere is like going back and watching UFC 1 and watching Royce Gracie, and they don't even know what he's trying to do until it's over. So they think that they could be winning because he's not even playing the same game. I mean, he's not in the same ballpark. It's barely even the same fucking sport. And to see them trip over themselves and be like, oh my God, is Trump going to be finished when he skips this debate, is just illustrates like how on another level he is when it comes to just the interpersonal, you know, socio-dynamics, the just negotiating and all that stuff. He's not a politician. That's why he's doing so well in this, because he's managed to come in from outside the political arena without having to have donors and all that other thing. So the main way that people have been controlled in the past, someone like Ron Paul, the way they shut him out was because they've always controlled the media and they've always controlled the money. Trump, you can't control, I mean, he's got his own money, so they can't cut him off from money. And he's even better at controlling the media than they are. One way or another, they're talking about him. The conversation is about Trump, even though he's not even going to be in the debate. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them come up with a bunch of snarky questions during the debate, which I probably won't be watching, that about Donald Trump, and asking the other candidates, like, why do you think this shows bad leadership and stuff? But everyone sees it for what it is. They see a guy they're like, people are butthurt that he didn't show up to their party, and he's having his own party, which is being broadcast on CNN or some other network, and he's playing them like a fiddle. And it's absolutely, regardless of what you think about his politics, it's enjoyable to watch that kind of mastery at work there. So I do wish, obviously, that he was more libertarian, someone like Rand Paul in his political ideology. But when it comes down to it, as I mentioned in the comments, I do think he genuinely cares about America succeeding. Whether or not he is going to be able to do that, or the things that he wants to do will accomplish that, remains to be seen. But at the very least, I do think he cares about America. Is that enough? Only time will tell. But it certainly is nice to watch him work. So we'll keep an eye on that. And thanks for watching, guys. Check out rulethewasteland.com and check out Bill Still's video it'll also be on rulethewasteland.com. Talk to you guys later.